Are your kids tired of the same old backyard? Today, we'll be building the ultimate DIY sandbox, complete with built-in benches and a secure cover that will definitely turn your yard into their most favorite new playground.
We teach kids to color inside the lines, and then we expect adults to think outside the box. By Frank Sonnenberg.
So what exactly are we supposed to do with all the sawdust we make during these projects? I'll take any suggestions at this point, but let me just put this aside so we can start building. These are all the wood materials that we will need to assemble this project. There'll be some SketchUp files in the description below for you to follow along if you want to build something similar. Hi there, my name is Roderick and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm building the sandbox for my son's 5th birthday. He has been asking me to build for him the sandbox since I showed him something similar a couple of months ago, and he's definitely excited to see me start building this thing since lately I had lost motivation to build and make videos, but I'm back in the game again. Sometimes you just gotta step back and focus on our lives a bit to get that fire burning again. But anyway, let's just get back to the build. These are just some simple butt joints where I pre-drilled the screw holes and used some 7cm screws. Looking back, I could have used some joints that maybe were a bit more robust with some stronger joinery, maybe some wood glue as well. But there's no turning back now, so let's just continue. For attaching the top layer, I installed these corner braces to keep everything together. Then my son's friend Ave came along to see what I was up to. So the boards that I used were a little rough and warped, so I had to use my planer to flatten the top before I go on to add the top pieces. I went on to use this little piece of wood as a shim to evenly space the top boards apart. So here I'm trying to find the center between the two seats. This was not in my initial plans, but I felt like I needed it since the boards were a little warped, so they were not flush to each other. So this little piece sorted that out. So those little pieces that I'm adding now are the armrests. So as you can see, I had to force the wood down to make them flat, but then continue doing the same process again, pre-drilling and screwing. And then we go on to the final part of the build. Now it's time for us to mount some hinges. We'll need 4 pairs of these hinges. I use simple door hinges and they're holding up just fine so far. We'll need to flip our armrest seat to mount the back support. And now for the first test ever. It was so satisfying seeing it come together. As you can see with my face, so proud. It's a proud dad right there. I did the same process to the other seat. Then I went on to mounting these simple handles. It's just so satisfying to see your plans come together. The doors are a little bit heavy, but my son is able to open with a little help from a friend. As you can see while I walk on the doors, there's a little warp still. But for now, like a month later after the build, it straightened itself out from the rains and sunshine and so on, but now it's nice and flat. So at this moment the box is basically done. Now we just need to add some protection from the elements like the rain, sunshine and so on. So I mounted these planks to elevate the box to be a little bit more accessible so I can spray paint it easily. There's one more crucial step left, so please don't click off the video just yet. Could you please do me a huge favor in the meantime and just smash that like button for me? This will help people that are interested in building a sandbox find this video and hopefully help them. Thank you very much for doing that. So we left the varnish to cure fully, then move the sandbox where the kids will be finally playing it. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the most important part when making a sandbox, adding a sack layer to the bottom of it. So this serves several functions, the most important one being preventing the sand from draining away. So when it rains and you don't have the sack, the rain will just flush the sand out and then it will be full all over my driveway. But with the sack, it will keep the sand in the sandbox and just drain out the water. The second one is to prevent plants and weeds to grow inside the sandbox.
You are not gonna get this room to me.
Comment if it's nice. Equal, like and subscribe to support us kids.